the French and Wimbledon champion. Number 3, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, who's won more matches than any other woman this year. In this corner, Fräulein forehand attacking. In this corner, the Barcelona Bumblebee running down everything Steffi can hit. 1989, at 17, Arantxa made her breakthrough, a major final, a French title, which she took away from Graf. Today, their 5th title bout of the season. They're 2 apiece. Who will win number 5, Steffi or Arantxa?
NBC Sports presents the 1993 Mazda Tennis Classic.
Beside the Pacific, at the La Costa Resort. Today's final brings a comfortable crowd, dressed for the occasion, looking over the Mazdas. The winner will get one of these cars, but they are on sale to all of us. And among the booths, the tennis trading cards. Tennis has caught up with other sports. Tennis cards, and who will deal a victory today? Steffi or Arantxa? The stadium is sold out. 5,800 seats, awaiting Graf and Sanchez Vicario, North San Diego County. What a place to be, a mellow place. I'm Bud Collins. You can take an ocean swim in the morning, play a little tennis or golf, and wander over to see Steffi and Arantxa. But it won't be so easy for them because they'll be on a hard court. Here's how the last 8 broke down. Graf getting past the promising 18-year-old Mary Pierce, then Conchita Martinez yesterday. Arantxa, she played in her semi 173rd ranked qualifier, Marketa Kokta of Germany. But now it's just 2 left on this boiling court, and a very tough day for our hair, Chrissy. Although it's not bad down on the court. The wind is up high. Steffi Graf is number 1 in the world. How is she going to win this match?
Well, I feel that she will win this match, and I think she needs to use her 2 big weapons. Her serve. She's served 14 aces this week and really will put Arantxa on the defensive right away. She wins a lot of free points that way. And her forehand. She needs to continue to be powerful as well as consistent off that shot.
Well, I want you to know that my pick is Arantxa, but how can she make this come true?
We never agree anyway, but Arantxa very well can win this match if she picks on Steffi's backhand. She needs to approach to Steffi's backhand and come into the net and play aggressive, and she needs to hit some high topspin shots because Steffi doesn't like to hit that high topspin off her backhand side.
Who does? Well, most fortunate of men am I, supported not only by Christine Marie, but Hannah Storm.
And, Bud, I have more on your pick to win the tournament, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. I spoke with her after she won her semifinal match. She told me some interesting things. She thinks that she is the only player on tour right now, perhaps, that actually believes that she can beat the dominant world #1, Steffi Graf. The reasons for that are twofold. Technically, Arantxa says what separates her from the other players on tour is that she can win the big points against Steffi. That's something no one's been able to do this week, Bud. And also mentally, she's beaten Steffi in 2 of their 4 finals meetings this season. She is very confident. Arantxa thinks she's playing the best tennis of her career right now, and she also said she might even be able to make Steffi a little nervous this afternoon because Steffi knows that Arantxa can beat her. What's her game plan? Well, as Chrissy speculated, Arantxa says she will come out and play aggressive tennis. That's the only way to beat Steffi Graf.
Thank you, Hannah Storm. Not hard-hearted Hannah, the vamp of Atlanta. She's our kid. Steffi Graf just turned 24 recently, and she has had no problems. Conchita Martinez led 5-4 in the semis, but then Steffi ran away with 6 straight games.
And Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, only 21 from Barcelona, Spain, has had the easiest route to the final. She's only lost 10 games so far. American Tammy Whitlinger in the 2nd round, Petra Ritter, another good American player, but bageled Annie Grossman, love, and then Marketa Kokta, 2-1. She's ranked 173 in the world, a surprise semifinalist.
The head-to-heads are deceptive because Graf started out with a big lead. It's 19-5 now, but this is the rivalry of '93 because they played in 4 finals, and it's 2 apiece there. Steffi is 3-2 on the year because she won a semifinal at the Australian Open.
Ladies and gentlemen, this match
75 big ones to the winner, and that's not all. If they can get this car off the roof, a vintage red Mazda MX-6, the winner gets it. Nice to have a car on a roof, isn't it? Last practice serves. Pleasant day. 79 degrees, a sea breeze, but it's not affecting the court. A hard court leading to the U.S. Open, the same surface as Flushing Meadow, and we see Donna Ring in her high chair. She will preside. These are the co-favorites for the U.S. Open. Graf and Sanchez Vicario. So it's just so mild, lots of sun. A great day for watching. I hope it is where you are. Of course, we generally hope for rain where you are, so you'll stay indoors. And here goes the #1 player in the world, Steffi Graf.
Steffi right away coming into the net yesterday against Conchita Martinez. She came in 24 times in that match, which is a lot for her. And this being Steffi's weaker side, the backhand, she doesn't like to pass off this side. We'll be seeing a lot of this strategy right here. Arantxa just attacking her backhand and coming into the net.
Ball.
It flies, and right away, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario presented with 3 break points. And the approach gives the Barcelona Bumblebee immediate break. 1-0 for her.
The Mazda Tennis Classic is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, it just feels right. By Fila Monica Seles Tennis Apparel. Fila, change the game. By Visa, it's everywhere you want to be. And by High Tech Sports, the very best in rugged outdoor footwear.
Sanchez Vicario starts with a lead in her first service game. Prior to her breaking Steffi, Graf had been impervious, virtually. Steffi had held off 12 of 13 break points before losing her serve, 9 of 10 against 18-year-old Mary Pierce in the quarters.
Well, I think the difference between Arantxa and Conchita Martinez and Mary Pierce is Arantxa will play the big points, more solid.
And Graf has a point. Lost only 10 games in this tournament. Didn't play quite an hour on the average, and only lost her serve once. That's Arantxa.
Well, had an easy road to the final. Jennifer Capriati, of course, was in her side and defaulted, and I think that would have been a pretty interesting match. Jennifer had a pulled muscle in her lower back, so she pulled out this week.
And she was the defending champion. Won the last 2 years. Graf won in 89 and 90. Graf has never lost a match on this court. She's 14-0 at La Costa. to none for Sanchez. That was a 15-stroke rally.
And Arantxa clearly makes Steffi very nervous when she plays her, because Steffi knows she's not going to get any free, easy points. She has to work hard for those points, and sometimes she presses a little bit too much, which causes more errors.
The serve returns to Graf. In their 4 previous finals, Sanchez Vicario won the Lipton at Key Biscayne, Florida on hard, and Hamburg in Germany on clay. The stinging backhand of the Bumblebee.
And Steffi, look how far she is over at that backhand side, left that whole side open, and Arantxa just nailed this shot.
15 off. Net court.
Steffi's forehand is going to be a very crucial factor in this match, but I really feel like in the last year and a half, when she slipped to number 2, she was making a lot of unforced errors off that forehand side, and I just feel with all her confidence now of winning these Grand Slams, she's been much more consistent off that side.
15-30. Oh, is it coming back? No. She may be up in the second deck before it's over.
The greatest retriever in the game today. Arantxa runs down every ball. Came up a little short there.
Forehand is pumped too. Net court.
And Arantxa, sensing that Steffi's a little impatient, is going towards that forehand side.
Ball.
Couple of Pythagorean kids. What angles?
And that one shot would have been a winner against anyone else, but not Arantxa. She came back with even a sharper angle.
Great point. So, 3 games played. Arantxa has every one of them. Ms. Vicario obviously very confident. Let's hear her talk about it.
I always have confidence, in myself, and I always, give everything until the last point. And, I win a lot of matches that nobody expected me to win, and especially it's been having, a tough matches against Steffi. But I'm proud, really happy because the confidence that I have makes me play much better and, beat the best players, and that's why I beat Steffi 2 times.
Well, she's up to number 3 in the rankings. Her high career.
Do you think she sounds confident, though?
Oh, she always sounds confident to me. Well, Graf hardly scoring. The 2 titles that Graf won over Sanchez Vicario, the family circle, we saw that at Hilton Head on clay.
To find her range, and she played, she says, one of the best matches yesterday against Conchita Martinez, so she knows she can play great tennis, but Arantxa's just thrown her off a little bit the first few games by just retrieving everything, getting everything back.
Steffi also beat Arantxa at Delray on a hard court. So there are the 5 matches they've played this year. 3-2 for Graf. Everyone a final except the Australian, which was a semifinal. And then Graf lost the title match to Monica Seles in 3 sets. And if you miss Monica's grunt, Arantxa's developing a pretty good one, Chris.
Well, she's getting more power behind her shots. But as you alluded to earlier, this has been the rivalry of 1993, especially since Monica has been temporarily sidelined.
When you first played against Steffi, she was very young, but could you feel the power in that forehand?
Oh, yes. I mean, even at 13, that was the first time I played her. 13 in Florida. Big forehand and very weak backhand slice, but the attitude was what really affected me. I mean, she was so mature.
So there are the Uis, and 0 for the server, who has a point for a 4-love lead. And has it. This is not the start we expected.
Steffi has to make it happen, though. She has to dictate the points, and she knows that, and that puts her in an awkward position because she still doesn't feel comfortable coming into the net. Connect with some more forehands like that.
That was a brilliantly hit shot from trouble.
And Arantxa, best shot, that cross-court backhand.
15 all.
court is just slow enough so that it neutralizes Steffi's pace. A little bit different than playing on grass courts. And Steffi coming into the net, just putting this shot away.
Once again, Graf has a game point, as she did in the third game. Didn't collect then. She'd like to bite the bagel right here. Onto the board, but it's a 2-break lead, 4-1 for Sanchez Vicario in this Mazda final.
Nice backhand. Arantxa really has incorporated into her game, but look at this. Steffi, what a jamming shot. That was very difficult to get back. Arantxa was running the opposite way. She guessed right here. She guessed in one direction and she couldn't stop, so she got jammed.
But nearly made the shot. Sanchez Vicario with a 4-1 lead. Broke Graf in the first and third games.
Well, we saw Steffi Graf point for 5-1 in the third set down against Jana Novotná at Wimbledon, Bud, and she came back. And,
she sure did.
But she's certainly playing against a different mentality of player. Arantxa plays the big points much better than Jana.
In the French semis last year, she lost the first set in a bagel and won it. Love 6-6-2, 6-2. Although it's balmy for the spectators in the stands at 79 degrees, here's what it's like on the court. Two women laboring over a hot surface. Hard courts radiate that heat. This is the California surface, and it's finally gotten east to become the U.S. Open surface since 1978 at Flushing Meadow.
Steffi never really concerned with the score. She's only concerned with just getting a groove in her game.
It's just wide, and Graf now has her initial opportunity to break.
Seemed like a fair call.
Oh, I thought so. Made by Romulo Nakarai. She had the point but didn't make it. So, one break has vanished. Break lead of Arantxa's. She played that so brightly.
Well, this is what she needs to do, to come in to Steffi's backhand, the weaker side. She missed that volley, perhaps took her eye off the ball, but it was the right move, and it really will make Steffi think about it. Steffi does not like to pass off that backhand side. Martina really does that well against Steffi. Martina, who has had a win over Steffi this year. Tough to come into the net against Arantxa. She has so much topspin on her shots and great passing shots, well disguised.
Arantxa's won 28 of 33 games since the quarterfinals. Way out.
You know, once again, Steffi has to hit 1 or 2 extra shots against Arantxa because Arantxa retrieved so well. Just overhit that one.
Steffi in danger now after. Ace! Only one of the afternoon, 15 for the tournament.
A wide serve. Arantxa looking for the serve down the tee. Steffi likes that serve better down the middle of the court, so it was a rare occasion.
$15 is not high for the tournament, however. Natalia Medvedeva had 17. Wide and break points.
And Arantxa just not doing much with the ball, just slicing the ball back on her backhand and making Steffi hit a lot of balls. Steffi a little lucky to get out of that point. Once again, she was looking for that down the line passing shot.
Still break point. That's the first break point of the afternoon that hasn't been cashed.
And it must be a little different feeling for Steffi Graf to look across the net and see someone who isn't afraid of her, who isn't intimidated by her.
Right.
At this point, with Monica temporarily out, Arantxa seems to be the only person that feels that way.
Opportunistic.
Such a great angle, and Steffi, sensing that this ball was going to be popped into the air, just came in and took advantage of that. Kept her eye on the ball the whole time.
Advantage to Graf. Steffi Graf climbs out of the cavity. 4-3 for Sanchez Vicario. When you surface hard courts, but at La Costa, you can play on grass, which is easy on the feet. The hard courts, of course, or European-style clay, which is red. Lynn Lewis is the tennis director here, and the Hall of Famer, the great Pancho Segura, is the head pro, and he's been working with Andre Agassi lately. Pancho has been here for years,
Whoa,
Chrissy.
he worked with Jimmy Connors. Good coach.
One of the very best. 50 years ago, Pancho was a semifinalist at the U.S. Championships, Forest Hills.
Certainly one of the most charismatic tennis players that we've ever seen.
So, protecting a lead. Some of it has slipped away for Arantxa. She was ahead 4-0. It's now 4-3. She came out of the blocks like Carl Lewis.
Steffi really wanting to get back into that dictating position. She wants to control the point. She wants to keep hitting that powerful forehand.
$15 all. A very good approach right to the baseline.
Well, it was good because she served wide to Steffi's forehand to get her out of the court. And she had the whole court to go down the line to her backhand. It was a very smart move.
Recovering nicely is Steffi.
And Steffi all over the court, just hitting forehand after forehand, running around her backhand. Finally, she comes up with a winner.
15 all. 30 all, excuse me.
Arantxa, questions a lot of calls. She has a reputation for that.
I agree with the call. Yeah.
Did you see? Did you see?
Not real clearly, but I agree with it.
It was not even close.
I have to go with it. I have to go with it.
I thought that serve was out, but.
Well, umpire Donna Ring. Boy, that looked like an ace, and Donna Ring uttered a sentence that you shouldn't hear from an umpire. Did you see it? She said, well, not real clearly. Gosh.
That was her first mistake.
Yeah, but she did not reverse it. And so Steffi Graf has a break point that could bring her even. So the breakers, Graf has grabbed the only one she's had a look at. And there he is, the net judge, John Fortescue. recovers for all.
To win because she still is stronger, she's more powerful. Arantxa does not own a shot that can blow you off the court like Steffi does. So as far as I'm concerned, it's up to Steffi Graf to win or lose this match.
Well, you wonder if Arantxa thinks about that call. If she got the ace, it's 40-30 instead of 30-40, but it doesn't matter. It's 4 games all, and it's crunch time. It's long.
Both players, beautiful mobility around the court. And Arantxa comes up with the first drop shot of the match. Took Steffi by surprise. Very few people drop shot Steffi Graf because she's so quick.
Love 15.
Ooh.
Ace. That's number 2. 16 for the tournament.
Wins her a lot of free cheap points, this big first serve.
Wide. Graf has won 5 tournaments this year. Arantxa 4.
And here you see that big wind up, good wrist snap. She steps forward.
Miss hit wide. Out.
Not a good time for a miss hit.
But it's only her second unforced error. Sanchez, Vicario.
Well, Arantxa's being very brave on these big points. Not intimidated by big pressure points. She's coming into the net. She knows this is what she needs to do. Just Steffi hasn't given her that many opportunities.
It is deuce. 4 games all.
Again, Arantxa anticipated right.
Second point for a 5-4 lead for Graf, who trailed. Love 4.
See if Arantxa comes in to Steffi's back in this point.
Beautifully conceived.
Under pressure. pressure. She certainly won a lot of points at the net, but she came in to Steffi's forehand, which was surprising. I think it surprised Steffi. She was looking the other direction.
Second deuce.
Steffi still 16 times to the net. Still a high number for her.
Football.
Foot fault call by Frank Gessner. And she has been foot faulting a little bit. It hasn't been called. Frank is right on the line. I think she touches it with her right foot at times.
And as Steffi comes in, Arantxa really didn't do enough with this shot. I think she changed her mind. She probably wanted to hit a topspin lob. Just didn't hit it with conviction.
A third point for a 5-4 lead. Our longest game. A miss hit. Deuce 3.
Well, boy.
Now, for most of it, that's one of our great backhands.
For you, it's a normal shot, but Steffi really whipped it hard and wanted to put a lot of topspin on it, and that sometimes gets you in trouble.
I can hit a backhand further than that. Ace. 3-17 for the tournament, tying the high of Natalia Medvedeva.
Manage Graf.
So Steffi Graf, revived, reconstituted, leads 5-4. Attention is being paid not only by Heidi Graf, but Marisa Sanchez. To her right, Sven Grunfeldt, who is a Swede, has been hitting with Sanchez Vicario, coaching her. Her coach for most of the year, Carlos Kiermaier, has had to withdraw from the scene and return home to Brazil. On the line. So it's turned completely around for Arantxa, who drove to the first 4 games.
And it really wasn't the fact that Arantxa's game lowered a notch at 4-love, but Steffi just got in the groove and started making less errors off that forehand side, and she's just playing peak tennis right now.
It's love 15.
On big points she's missed, though. Maybe pressing a little bit too hard. Dropping her wrist. Not keeping it firm when she hit that volley.
7th game was important for Arantxa. She had 2 break points and didn't collect one. Whoa! And suddenly, from love 4 down, Steffi Graf has 3 set points.
And as I said before, Steffi, even a 4-love down, never became disenchanted, disappointed, frustrated. She just doesn't even look at the score. She just, when she's playing well, she's happy, win or lose.
point vanishes. And that's the first time that Graf has failed on a break point. Baseline. Oh, each one got a baseline.
That was...
Steffi doesn't like that call, though.
I didn't see a clear space. I didn't see one. And he called it good straight away.
And that ball was right at her feet. I don't know if that blocked his view or what.
Ralph Anderson made the call, or the non-call.
It's hard to tell, but...
The point belongs to Sanchez Vicario. She has withstood 2 set points. And here's the third.
Sometimes players wish the ball out so hard that they begin to think it is out.
Well, she took a ball off the baseline and put it on Graf's baseline. And there is the set for Steffi Graf, 6-4. Time constraints. We've had to drift ahead into the second set. Sanchez Vicario serving the 8th game, trailing 3-4. 1993, and the women are celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Women's Tennis Association, their Players Association. Virginia Wade, former Wimbledon champion on the left. Wendy Turnbull is here. Won so many major doubles, and they looked back this week. Julie Heldman was in town. She was one of the original long way babies, the Houston Nine. Her mother, Gladys Heldman, in 1970, began to organize the Virginia Slims Tour. When the women realized, Chrissy, they had to go it on their own. The men weren't going to give them any money. And that was the start. The Slims Full Tour began in 1971, but their first tournament in 1970 in Houston. And Gladys was such a wonderful organizer, and Billie Jean King preached and played. And that brought it together.
And Gladys got a hold of Joe Coleman, got the sponsorship, and knocked on doors until she got it. Billie Jean gets a lot of the credit, but Gladys certainly deserves it too.
They both deserve the credit. And Sanchez knows she's got to hold here. She's got to keep holding. There's no room for any more breaks. She's down a set and 3-4, but it's 30-love.
Unless it's an unbelievable drop shot close to the net, because Arantxa, as I said before, these are the 2 quickest players on the tour, as long also being the 2 most competitive players on the tour. Arantxa just scurries around, scampers around. Her nickname is Conejo, Rabbit. She is so quick. As I said before, these 2 players are the most competitive players. You'll never see either of them giving up mentally, giving up physically. They give everything they've got on the court.
40-15 second ball.
Arantxa Sanchez Vicario gives a lot off the court, too. She's on the board of directors of the WTA. And most players cringe at the thought of going to a sponsors party. She's the first in line with her plate of food.
Sanchez stays close. 4-0. One more game. Responds umpire ring to the question, when is the ball change? Graf asked it. Changing on 9 and 11. A miss hit when she had Graf on the run.
And the umpire actually answered one more game to Steffi, but I believe it's 2 more games. Steffi knows that she will be serving with new balls and thought it was this game. Here's her mother, Marisa. Always a nervous wreck when she watches her daughter. One of the more nervous mothers.
It is her maiden name that Arantxa took, tacked it on to Arantxa Sanchez to make it Sanchez Vicario to honor her mother. Wide. Crunch time. Graf handled it well in the first set. 4-all. She held for 5-4 through 3 deuces and then broke. Second.
Steffi's serve's gone off a little bit. Shot by Steffi Graf off the backhand. A backhand topspin cross court. The shot has eluded her so far this match. But she had enough time to get into position for it and really wind up.
30-all. Regaining her sting, has a break point.
Off the ground when she hits that backhand. She may not be one of the biggest players, but boy, is she powerful.
So the forehand bludgeon
Well, that forehand side is the weaker side. I mean, she has a lot of power off that side. She may hit more winners, but she'll make more errors. She opens up her body a little bit too much. Steffi realizes that she is not comfortable with her forehand right now. She doesn't have that confidence in that stroke, so she's approaching the forehand side. And Arantxa just popped that one up.
She was a foot behind the baseline when she began her charge. That startled Arantxa. Second deuce.
Well, it's Steffi's strongest side, that forehand side, but very often she leaves it open. She wants to protect her backhand.
So it's deuce. Toward Graf's backhand nets Sanchez Vicario another break point.
Arantxa is really sticking with her strategy, trying to come in, daring Steffi to hit a winning passing shot.
The customers are in it. 5,800 of them here. Sanchez Vicario will serve for parity. She's at 5-4. Hills and valleys. We're surrounded by hills, but this match is full of hills and valleys. And right now, it's Sanchez Vicario who won the first 4 games of the match, then lost the next 7, down a set. Got caught by Graf after breaking her at 2-all in this second set, and now serves for the second set, which of course would send them into a decisive third. And this is the way they've been playing throughout their rivalry of '93. 5th final involving these two. Ooh.
Well, Arantxa played a much more aggressive game at 4-all this set than she did the first set. And I think she realizes that. She has to be the one to take advantage, to take the initiative.
So Arantxa at 15 love, 3 points from parity. Woo, striper.
And I think Arantxa's really kept Steffi guessing with that down-the-line backhand. So she's trying to race over to that forehand side now in case Arantxa hits it again.
30 love.
Steffi Graf. Arantxa's smart to pick on that backhand side.
Set points in a nice, neat row for Sanchez Vicario. They split 6-4 sets. shrinkage. We move ahead into the third set. Graf held her serve for 1-love, and now it's Sanchez Vicario at the line. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario. They took a break to change.
Steffi was reported as maybe sneaking a few anti-inflammatories, which shows me that she may be experiencing some pain in her foot.
Sanchez Vicario winning the first 4 games of the match, coasting, then loses 7 in a row as the first set goes to Graf. But the Spaniard rebounding to win a 6-4 second set.
And I don't think conditioning will be a factor in the result of this match. Both players in superb physical shape.
Two hard workers, are they? A loosely played game by Graf. 1-all, third set. Stretch run. Final set. Sanchez Vicario has won 5 straight points. There's the temperature on court, but these two are the only ones feeling it. Everyone else seated above the court. Pleasant, light breezes. Temperature of 79. First knockdown of the afternoon.
Arantxa really putting her whole body into this shot. What a great attitude this woman has. You can never tell if she's winning or losing.
15-all. This hit could be okay. No, just missed. She read it. She knew where it was going, but the shot was too brisk.
Just scurrying around the court, Arantxa, but on the defensive. Steffi in control at this point the whole way.
Arantxa thought she might be a distraction. Carol Fortescue Green, new net judge, handled that. Two games to 1 for Steffi Graf. Final set. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, number 3 player in the world, serving to number 1, Steffi Graf. I'm Bud Collins with Chris Everett. Hannah Storm. 9 straight points on her serve.
Good anticipation from Steffi Graf at the net. Just ran right over, just thought that that ball was going to go to her forehand side. Good feel.
Love 15.
Well, this match could be won at the net.
And who would have thought?
Both players just looking for those opportunities of short balls or mid-court balls.
15 all.
But Arantxa doesn't choose to punch this volley. She just nice little drop volley with underspin.
Looked like Fru McMillan, didn't she?
Yeah.
Two-handed volley.
Well, she's criticized for having a slice backhand and not having a very good topspin, but that's still, that backhand side is her more reliable side. She has a lot of sharp angles, the ball stays low, and it really opens up the court for her.
30 all. 1-2, final set.
Steffi makes errors off her forehand side. She has a tendency to hit it with an open stance. Doesn't really turn those shoulders.
Ooh, she thought she had an ace, but no. Second serve to be repeated. Mama Marisa Sanchez.
She plays every point with her daughter.
An ulcerating experience for her.
It's probably tougher to sit there and watch her daughter than to actually be out on the court playing.
I think so.
Well, the problem with these players, they go for the line so much that
Deuce, second serve.
Tough to call these.
Point that could turn it Steffi's way. It's wide and long. So the little gambler comes through at the net.
Well, Arantxa hit this volley right down the middle of the court, and it's tough to hit an angle off that shot.
Second deuce.
Not bad strategy if you're approaching the net. Don't always go for the corners. Going down the middle is a good point.
Another great point. Steffi's 3 for 7 on break points now. The baseline's been signaled good immediately.
Crowd doesn't like that call. We could have a riot here.
They don't riot in North San Diego County. They're too laid back. But it's still break point, number 3 of the game.
Thank you, players and referee. Quiet, please. Thank you.
Graf ahead 3-1.
Bill's dot
has opened up perhaps a winning lead as this tournament rolls toward its conclusion at La Costa, promoted so well by 2 former circuit players, Jane Stratton and Raquel Scoffrey.
Steffi Graf gets behind the baseline on that forehand is incredible. Way behind the baseline, she still hits it for a winner.
Steffi Graf leading now in the match, 6-4, 4-6, 3-1, 30 love. Gunning for her 75th title. Ooh.
And she's putting Arantxa on the defensive right away with that big, hard first serve. Arantxa's just stabbing back those returns.
Thank you.
Game is over, and it's 4-1 for Steffi Graf. Although tennis has been our focus today, everywhere you look at La Costa on these 400 acres, wonderful golf. 2 championship courses of 18 holes and a regular PGA stopover. Arantxa Sanchez down only 1 break of serve, when you're at 1-4 in the 3rd set, it seems like a long way off, doesn't it? Must-hold game for Arantxa, and that's not a good start.
And the result of this match, but still rests in Steffi Graf's hands because, as I said before, Arantxa is such a fighter. She has such a heart. She's so quick around the court, but she still doesn't have that one big shot or big weapon to hurt Steffi with. And that's the difference. Steffi still has that big forehand and that hard first serve. And we've seen the strategy. It's won Arantxa a lot of points, picking on Steffi's backhand and coming into the net.
15 all.
And now the players are questioning all the calls.
Yeah.
Balls are so close, and it's hard to see from the replays.
It's not definitive in the replay. Joe Kozar was prompt and loud with his call. It's 15-30. Look out. Oh. The topspin did not take. all.
And I think even though Arantxa, I've said over and over again, she doesn't have that one big weapon, what she can do is still try to expose Steffi's weakness, and that is her backhand side.
But it's like finding something in a filled closet. Well, how do you find that backhand? The way she gives it that backside boogie and shifts around.
Well, she found it there.
Yeah. Break point that could sew it up.
And Arantxa trying to find a short ball to come into the net, always hugging the baseline. Here she just didn't turn sideways enough. It was not a difficult shot.
Break point. First of the afternoon. Mama doesn't look quite so dyspeptic. Another break point arises. She was coming in. She sneaks, but not close enough to the net. And now Steffi Graf will be serving for championship 75.
And Steffi on that last point went back to her reliable backhand. The slice, didn't try to pass her with the big topspin and take a chance. Kept that ball low.
So Steffi Graf on the verge of a 75th title.
15.
Here in San Diego. I'm sure that Steffi will appear in the San Diego Sports Museum at Balboa Park, which covers not only local athletes, but those who have done well here. And she's closing in on it. Graf, whose first title was at Hilton Head. Do you remember that?
No, I've tried to forget it many times.
86.
Steffi certainly this whole week looks primed for the U.S. Open. She's really tuned up her game. She wants that one badly.
And so it is match point for Steffi Graf. Championship point. Against the Barcelona Bumblebee, who has fought so gallantly, won the first 4 games of the match, lost the next 7, recovered her equilibrium to win the second set 6-4, but now it's 5-1 match point for Graf. And what a huge serve to win a 75th title. Steffi Graf, 6-4, 4-6, 6-1, and we'll return with a word from Steffi and the trophy presentation right after this. A Husky service winner for Steffi Graf. She's the champion. 6-4, 4-6, 6-1, and Hannah Storm is on court with the athletes.
But what a wonderfully competitive final match between the top 2 seeds, fitting of the 10th anniversary of this tournament. Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, in her first visit to San Diego, did a wonderful job. And here for the runner-up presentation is Daryl Schaefer of La Costa Resort and Spa.
Arantxa, you're a great competitor. We loved having you. You've got a lot of fans at La Costa. We hope to see you next year. Congratulations. Thank you.
Arantxa, what was the difference in the match?
Well, I give everything I had, but Steffi's too tough, so she just beat me again, I guess.
All right, you were wonderful. We look forward to seeing you at the U.S. Open. And the champion, Steffi Graf, her 6th title of the year, her 3rd in San Diego. Steffi, if you'll step up, we have Jan Thompson, Vice President of Sales Operations for Mazda, to make the presentation of the check. And I believe you have some car keys, don't you?
I certainly do. And what a tremendous way to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the Mazda Tennis Classic. I'd like to thank both Steffi and Arantxa for an absolutely outstanding match. Thank you both.
Well, Steffi, you got into a bit of an early hole there. How did you climb back into the match?
Well, I didn't know what really happened in the first couple of games. I think I was not quite on the court yet, and I was thinking, at 4-love, I was thinking, I've done all my flight arrangements, and I was thinking, oh, maybe I catch a 240. And then I was like, okay, try to go for it and keep the ball in play, and suddenly things came together.
Steffi, now you go back to the U.S. Open where you have